In this lesson, we're going to be discussing managing an image file. We're going to look at adding features to and removing features from an image file with the command dism, deployment, image servicing and management, dism-exe. The very first thing that we need to find out is which of the images we need to add features to or remove features from. If you remember when we were doing the clean install, that install.wim image had server core standard, it had server core with the GUI, it had server data center core and server data center with the GUI. And each of those images have an index number ranging from 1 to 4. So when we are going to add or remove a feature using the dism command line, we need to indicate which of the images we're going to be using. In order to get that information, what we want to do is at our prompt, our PowerShell prompt, we want to type dism/get-image-info-image file, and then the path where the image file exists. Once you run that command, it's actually going to show you the images in the install.wim file and the index number for each, so that you'll be able to indicate the index number to identify that particular image that you want to remove a feature from or add a feature to. Now, after we have done that, we found out that the one that we needed was index 2, which is server core, not server core. Server core is index 1. Index 2 is server standard with GUI. So here we have the command line. We need to actually mount that image. What do we mean by mounting the image? If you have a zip file, you're not able to see what's in the zip file until you extract the data. Well, mounting the image is something like that. Mounting the image is going to put our image in a folder structure. Just like Windows Explorer, you can click on a folder and you can see the different files or folders inside of that folder. Well, we're going to do the same thing here with the dism command so that we'll be able to use the information in the install.wim file. So to mount that image, you type at the command prompt dism and the mount image parameter, image file parameter, and the location of the image of the install.wim, and we identify the image with index 2. Then to mount the image, we're going to use the command mount directory, which will then mount that image in the offline folder within the images directory. Once you have done that, you're good to go. Now you are able to use that dism feature to actually point to the image. And then now you are able to either disable or enable a feature in the image. For example, if I wanted to enable the remote desktop feature, the command that I would use is dism image, see images offline, and this is the path of the file, that file that you had mounted. That's where you mounted it, if you remember. The mount directory was see images offline. So that's where you're going to get it as a location. Once you have typed in the DISM command and the location, you simply need to say enable feature. Then you have the feature name parameter and you type the name of the feature. The /all there is for you to actually enable the parent features of this particular remote desktop services. By the same token, you can also disable a feature in an offline image. The same command that we used before, disable the feature. So instead of enable, we're going to disable the feature. The command to disable the feature will be DISM, the location of the image, the disable feature command, the feature name, and the name of the feature. If we wanted to remove that feature for an on-demand installation, remember we looked at features on demand in a previous video where we wanted to take away some of the features or rules from the installation so that the footprint would be smaller. Well, we can use the DISM command to disable the feature and remove that feature from disk with the /remove. So we have DISM image, the location of the image, the command to disable the feature, and the feature name, not forgetting to say /remove because we actually want to remove the feature. After we have done removing features or enabling or disabling features, we need to unmount the image and then save the changes. To do that, our command would be DISM/unmount image, mount directory, and you mount the directory to the offline folder in the test directory, and /commit to save the changes. Now I want you to remember that this feature, DISM command, is used for the image file. If we wanted to add a feature or remove a feature in the GUI, we would go to Server Manager and we would click on Manage, Remove Roles and Features, or we could go to the PowerShell command prompt and type it. But that's because we're not using an image. We're actually using the image that was installed on the computer. But DISM is different. DISM is used to manipulate the image file of itself before the installation. So remember, the DISM command is the command line that you use to manipulate image files, to remove and add features from the image file. And our example was the image file install.wim. That is the end of this lesson. Thank you for listening.